Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tubi Tuesday. That's right, Tubi Tuesday. Don't worry, not loaded, just a finger. Anyways, this week I checked out a little movie called Doll Murder Spree. I had a few recommendations last week, not too many. House Harker recommended Mutant Hunt, which I did start, and it was just fantastic. No way I could have covered it on Tubi Tuesday. It was too good. I mean, look at this fucking thing. This is fucking awesome. So this week I had to make an executive decision, and I picked a random movie called Doll Murder Spree. This is a rough one, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Last week I talked about it was my birthday. As you get a little older, you start to think about choices. I know some of you are probably younger and you're not really worried about it, but I just think about that moment when I'm laying in my deathbed and the minutes of my life are ticking away. And I think about the 2 hours I spent watching this movie twice. And all the things that I could have done with that time. But no, I watched Doll Murder Spree. So let's just dive right into it, you beautiful bastards. It opens with a guy sneakily lurking in the suburbs, breaking into a house. Lockpick skills like you wouldn't believe. So the first thing this guy does when he breaks into the house is he goes for the kitchen. That doesn't seem to make any sense to me. Like, what are you gonna steal of value in a kitchen? Like a refrigerator? Like, yes, that is a high ticket, expensive item, but you're not gonna like put that on your back and walk out of the house with it. And he was a one-man crew, so they're not gonna be loading up a moving truck. I don't know, maybe he was like looking for a Keurig or something, because those things are kind of expensive. Like a coffee maker you could steal, but what are you gonna get on the open market for a coffee maker? Like $3 or something? I mean, I literally just took one to Goodwill the other day. I don't know, maybe it was a bad call. Maybe I could have taken my coffee maker to like a pawn shop or something and got like 14 cents. But anyways, he's lurking around. He looks in the kitchen. No dice, nothing of value. He makes his way upstairs. He steps on a doll, and that's our first hint of the dolls. This movie is called Doll Murder Spree, so I can expect some dolls at some point to start murdering, right? I mean, that is the whole premise of the movie, I assume. He steps on the doll. It lets out the ominous squeak. He makes his way into a darkly lit bedroom where there's just kind of like plastic all over everything. I don't really know why. Maybe we'll explain it later, but I'm not quite sure. He gets a phone call. Some dude on the other end of the line saying, blah, 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 did you look in this room? Did you look in that? So they're clearly looking for something specific.
And I don't see a dresser anywhere. Yeah, the room on the right.
He turns, and on the bed, some jewelry. He stuffs it into his, I don't know, thief sack? I don't know what you would call that. And then, death. That was death. By the way, just saying this up front, you know, the first 3 minutes of the movie, this guy is very easily the best actor in the movie. So set your expectations is what I'll say. So this whole opening is just a tease though, really just to set the stage for this theme song, which sounds like I'm on like a haunted pirate ship or something. I feel like there's some sort of horn instrument. I shouldn't be doing that. Then the movie moves on. We're finally introduced to our main cast of characters, a bunch of college-age kids, 2 women, 2 guys, and their professor. They're in this news station type thing. The professor guy is against a big green screen, which at first I thought, was he like green screened in the movie and they forgot to put in like a background in? But I don't think that's the case. I think it's supposed to be like a news set type thing. But we can use it to our advantage because we can bring him in as a special guest on this show. Mr. Professor Man.
All rumors, of course, but we shall find out.
Would you shut the fuck up?
Would you mind handing these out to the rest of the class? Thank you.
Is this the script? There's nothing on it. Anyways, he starts telling the kids about this weekend plans. They have to set aside their weekend to help him investigate this paranormal investigation. And he makes it quite clear up front that there will be absolutely no cell phones, no face chats, no netbooks, none of that stuff. You know, kids and their addiction to technology, these goddamn millennials can't take a moment without going on their Insta tweets and their Twittergrams.
No cell phones. You're there to work all weekend, not to be socializing on some network like Face Chat and Netbook.
So he calls the one girl, Nancy, over after everybody is dismissed, and I was a little worried. I thought it might get like Pervy Professor, which, by the way, is one of my favorite adult movies. But no, he doesn't, to my surprise. And he tells her, "You're doing so good in class, you don't have to come on our ghost hunting expedition." And she says, "God damn it, I want to, because I love science," or something. I thought this was like planting the seed for something, maybe a little bit of foreshadowing. You know, like when you're writing a script and you're like, plant the seed now, the audience will be thinking about this moment later in the movie, and it'll all come around and it'll be like we're telling a story. Turns out it's not the case. I guess it's just like a filler or something. I don't know. Then we go back to the teen's apartment. Chad, or whatever this fucker's name, is sitting on the couch eating a whole pizza by himself. Nancy's walking around in her underwear. She's pissed though, because Chad just leaves the door wide open. And I'm on her side. Like, who does that? For one, you think about all the bugs that'll get in. For two, that's pretty much it, right? Just bugs. I don't know what else you gotta be afraid of. And it's like, dude, are you raised in a barn or something? You shut the fucking door. And again, this is one of these moments where you're like, is this foreshadowing for something later? But no, I think it's supposed to imply the relationship status between Nancy and Chad, because they're on the rocks, okay? They're not off the rocks. If there's a rocks, they're definitely on the rocks. Is that a good thing? Wait, is it on the rocks is a good thing? Love is on the rocks. Is it, or is it love is, if you're on the rocks means a slang term for a drink with ice. A drink ordered on the rocks simply. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. So the friends show up, they're gonna watch a movie and hang out, but Nancy's gotta get dressed first. She then comes back and says she's not up for watching a movie, she's going to bed.
I don't know, guys. I might just go to bed. I'm feeling out of it.
Then why the fuck did you just go get dressed? I don't understand. I don't know, maybe this is some like fit person type thing where they're like okay with getting dressed just to go to bed. Not for me. No, sir. No, sir. If I'm not getting dressed unless we're somehow getting food involved in this whole scenario. Then Kelly interjects, asking about this friend Steve or something. He's not here yet, but she wants to know, has Steve said anything about me? Does he think I'm sexy? Does he think I'm funny?
Are you kidding me? We don't talk about that kind of stuff. We're dudes. Boom!
But they don't want to hear that because you know what? Because they dudes. Aw, yeah, dudes. Aw, we dudes. Aw, yeah, dudes. Dudes don't talk about that. You know, dudes talk about baseball, cars, ball sacks. Anyways, during this whole sequence, I was completely bothered because so the one couch is against the one wall and the other is against the other, but there's like an overlap of about 1.5 feet or something where it just doesn't fit. And I don't understand why it's like this, because they could have just shimmied the whole couch over to the left and it would have fit. Why would you do this? This is so, does this not bother anybody else to see this? Then the movie gets real weird. Nancy, or whatever the fuck this lady's name is. Kelly, I don't know. Kathy, Nancy, I don't remember her name. But her and Carl, Charlie, what the hell did I call these people? Clark, it doesn't matter. The two are arguing. They are a couple. They're fighting, though. She doesn't want to have anything to do with him. We don't know why. Maybe it's the door thing from earlier. That's the only thing we saw that they were fighting about. So we'll assume that she's that mad about the door being open. Anyway, she storms off. He says he's going to go talk to her. And then the movie becomes nonsense. The one dude is laying on the couch. We see a picture of the sun going down. He wakes up as though it's morning time and fell asleep watching the movie. Then it cuts to the dude walking into the bathroom to talk to his girlfriend, even though he just left 2 seconds ago, but now it's the next morning, so it's like it took him all night to walk to the bathroom or something. Or, stay with me here, that scene was supposed to go before all that stuff so that it made sense when you were watching the movie. Because it didn't make any sense when I was watching the movie. I don't know. Then we're finally getting to this infamous haunted house. We're shown this rural house. It's all decrepit and run down. Then the movie shows us the characters walking into a nice suburban neighborhood, and this is a different house, so I don't know why they showed us the rural house, but I just don't understand why you would do this. Like, do you really think your audience is that dumb? Or maybe they just don't think there is an audience. That's fair, actually. Sam shows up. He's the guy they were talking about earlier. He's a totally cool dude. He skipped class. Why? You know, because they're all cool dudes, man.
Man, it sucks.
Fuck, I hate that fucking class. That's why I didn't go, man.
Dude, I came in late, man.
Nah, dude, surprise.
You know how I do it, man.
Whole bunch of dudes doing dude stuff, ball sacks. The professor's there. He brings along a psychic. She starts rubbing the siding of the house. Things are getting interesting now. I've never been to a psychic. I assume they're all full of crap, and it turns out I am right, even though I did zero research on that. They enter the creepy house, and the three guys struggle to open a tripod. Yes, that's a scene for some reason.
Dude, what did you do?
I'm sorry. It did that by itself.
I feel like it's too polished for here now, right?
That's not tall enough. How short are you?
Wow.
Meanwhile, the ladies are about 4 feet away. They're talking about these dolls, but when we cut to them, there's absolutely no audio of the men wrestling around with the tripod yelling at each other. So I guess that 4-foot distance sound does not travel or something. I don't quite understand how it works. It must make sense in some sort of capacity, some auditory sense. I don't know. I've never studied the human ear. I've looked inside of it. I've cleaned it with Q-tips. They say you're not supposed to do that. That's not what Q-tips are for. But what the fuck are you using Q-tips for if you're not jamming them up in your ear holes? That's what I would say.
Wow, really?
Yeah?
It's getting kind of annoying.
So the professor sets everyone out. Says, go explore the house. But the first rule of ghost hunting, no swearing, all right? No swearing, because this is like a family-friendly ghost hunting adventure, and we will have no swearing on this adventure.
And no swearing.
What the fuck?
Hey, no swearing. Ooh.
However, it is okay to make dick jokes. Swearing not allowed, dick jokes perfectly fine. I think it makes sense.
Here's a big flashlight.
Thanks. I actually have a big flashlight.
Two of them stumble upon a photograph. It's the most horrifying thing they've ever seen. Look at how ugly those people are, they comment. I feel like that's just rude, right?
Oh shit, yeah. That's some scary shit.
God, they're ugly.
Yeah, they are.
Then the two guys start playing with the dolls. Yes, we're getting closer to the doll action. Then the one guy starts putting on the moves with the young woman, pulling one of my famous moves as well, where you bring up the 2005 horror remake, The House of Wax, starring one Paris Hilton. Works every time, boys. Just letting you know to try that one out.
We're dudes. Boom!
So he comments that that movie had a lot of nudity, which then implies perhaps he needs a lot of nudity or something. I don't know.
How's the Wax remake?
There you go again.
You know, there's a lot of nudity in that film. Just saying.
There was.
Oh yeah, lots. I mean, lots.
Then the porno music rolls in, setting the mood, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
She starts to unbutton the top, and oh shit, something happened to the film of this digital movie. It happens. Technical difficulties? I don't know. We cut to the other guys. They're standing around in the darkness, but the one guy keeps commenting. He feels like he's being watched.
I feel like we're being watched.
Quit fucking around.
No, dude, I'm serious. I swear to God, we're being watched.
Have you ever felt like you're being watched? Do you know why you feel like you're being watched sometimes? Because you're probably doing something you're not supposed to be doing. So I think what you're actually feeling is guilt. Yeah, that's deep. I know, but it's true. They all gather around the professor, who's going to spin them an old yarn about what actually happened in this house. So we flash back to the former owners of the house. The dad is so ashamed of his deformed children that he becomes a raging alcoholic. And wait a second. Now, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but are we sure these children are deformed? I mean, they could just be the natural offspring of this guy. But they also say you shouldn't be having kids when you're 65, so I don't know how it happened. But he gets upset. He can't deal with the stress anymore. He takes the axe. He murders his wife. He murders his children. Then he takes the shotgun and blows his brains out. All that stuff sounds very deeply disturbing. However, you don't see any of it. You just hear the guy yelling a lot, like he's getting a workout. If you close your eyes, he could be doing a number of things. He could be taking a shit. He could be running. He could be jerking off. So at this point, we're halfway into the movie. There has yet to be a doll murder. I'm getting a little frustrated here, guys. I thought we were here for a doll murder spree, but so far, there's been a spree, but I haven't seen a single doll commit one. The professor then tells everyone, it's time to take a break. It's been exhausting. We've been searching this 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath suburban house for at least 14 minutes. Have we not earned a break? You know what I mean? Like, that's when the keyboardist drops some nice nasty beats. I feel like the director probably had her 14-year-old cousin write the Casio to this movie. Not too long after this, we finally get to see one of the murderers. A woman wearing a mask. Not a doll, just a woman. She stalks in the darkness. The couple on the rocks decide to break up, but not before one last trip down fornication lane, I believe is what they call that in the textbooks. The other two guys are hanging out of the room. The one guy has to go to a bathroom. He's amazed that the water still works. But the water's usually left on, isn't it? Because I think you would have to, like, do something with the toilets or something if you don't leave the water on. Maybe I'm making that up, but I think that's what you have to do. I've never been a toilet wrangler or whatever somebody's called who does stuff with water and toilets. Plumbers, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, he's amazed by the water still being on. Finally, for the love of God, 40 minutes into the 55-minute epic, we finally start getting some kills. It's not great, but you know what? At this point, I'm gonna take it. We get some really good fight choreography. They must have been working on this one for weeks. Man, that's what practice does. It's worth it. I'm telling you, put in the time, you put in the effort, you get quality results. So we cut back to the couple having sex, apparently finished up in about 24 seconds. We get a quick shot of his ass, which, whatever, say what you will, it's an ass. But what really disturbed me about the whole thing was the fact that he just willy-nilly pulls his jeans up. No underwear, no protective barrier between the nethers and the harshness of the denim. I don't understand how you do that. And he just pulls his pants straight up. You never know, something could get caught. I'm just saying, seemed a bit extreme. I think it's a stunt double. I hope it's a stunt double at that point. The one guy gets knocked out. Everybody starts running around like crazy. There's killings happening left and right. It's all culminating, climaxing. The music starts to get intense. They actually spent the money this time. They laid down the $15 and bought a stock music track. We got violins. We got all kinds of shit going on. It's getting crazy up in here. We get down to it. The twist we've been waiting for. The one girl is captured. She gets stabbed repeatedly, but she's still clinging on to life long enough to learn the twist of all twists. The professor. Not who he claims he is. Actually, he still is the professor. But anyways, he's somehow involved. And that's it. I don't really understand it, actually, I'm not gonna lie. So he is the professor and he's been teaching this class, and then he decides he's gonna invite the class over so that he can murder them. And the way he's getting away with it is by being insistent that no one brings their cell phones. The perfect plan.
Guess what, Nancy? You passed with flying colors, especially red.
And then to finally cap off this banger of a movie, we learned that one dude is still alive, Sam, and now he's gonna join the family. And everybody laughs. Credits start to roll. We got a final little keyboard banger at the end. It's good stuff. And then I thought about it though after those credits rolling. After the high of this keyboard solo wore off, I was like, where are the fucking dolls? Anyways, that's it for Doll Murder Spree. Lack of dolls in this movie kind of upset me, I'm not gonna lie. So that's gonna do it for this week's episode of Tubi Tuesday. Get down in the comments, let me know what I should watch next week, and I'll add it to the list, guys. We will catch you here next time. Goodbye. Oh, by the way, these are actually loaded, motherfucker.